Hi, my name is Stephen Fairley. I'm CEO of the Rainmaker Institute. We're the nation's largest law firm marketing company that specializes in working with small to mid-sized law firms. Over the last 12 years, we've worked with over 10,000 attorneys nationwide.
Thank you, Stephen. What have you found to be the biggest benefits of belonging to our Phoenix Catapult Group?
There are several different benefits that I've found personally. I like the masterminding part where you're really, each month, you're kind of put on the hot seat talking about what's working in your business, what's not working in your business, and more specifically, what steps are you going to take to help you achieve those kinds of goals, whether they're financial goals or personal goals, taking more vacation or having a little bit more work-life balance or getting your personal health in order, whatever it is. I like that monthly accountability where I know that when I come in, I'm the leader is going to ask me, what did you do? Here were your goals for this last month, and what did you achieve? And if you didn't achieve your goals, why not? As a business owner, there are very few people that really hold you accountable other than yourself, and oftentimes we let ourselves off the hook. Well, I was just too busy, I didn't have time, I went on vacation, it was the holidays, whatever excuse comes up that's convenient. So I like having that outside person who I know is going to hold me accountable.
How has participation in the group helped you make better business decisions or resolve problems that you've had? And any specific examples you could give would help.
One of the ways that the Catapult Group has really helped me make better business decisions is within sales and also client services. As a professional service company, we have a small sales team inside and outside sales, and one of the things that our leader pointed out to me in the one-on-one coaching was that I was measuring in sales all of these metrics, but I was really focusing more on activity rather than productivity and results. And once I saw it, I immediately was like, okay, that's a no-brainer. But yet we have been measuring all these different activities for months and months and months, and not really getting the salespeople to achieve what I really wanted them to do, which was sell more, of our services. And so we've started to be able to change those metrics. We're still keeping some of them, but really emphasizing more the results and the productivity versus just the activity that the salespeople are doing. Another example is in the client services department. We work with a lot of clients all across the country at any given time, and I really didn't have the transparency into knowing what was really going on with the clients on a regular weekly basis. And thanks to my membership in the Catapult Group, I was able to implement some meetings and some spreadsheets and really deep diving into each one of the clients now to where I feel like I have more transparency on what's going on a weekly basis with my clients than I've ever had in my business before.
What aspects of the Catapult program do you find most valuable to you?
I really like the monthly sessions. I think they're really, really good with the group members. I think it really helps stimulate me. But perhaps even more than that, I really like the one-on-one that I have with my Catapult group leader. It's just a place, a safe place where I can kind of open up and really share what's really going on in my business, or whether it's my personal life or any issue that's coming up. It's a really safe place where I can brainstorm and I can think differently. I like how I'm pushed and I'm poked and I'm prodded to try to take that to the next step and to really start to implement that. Ideas are a dime a dozen, but it's the person who puts them to use that can be worth a million. Implementation and execution is everything. It is so critical to what we do as a business owner. And the question is, how do you stay on the implementation track versus, stay very conceptual and stay, at the 50,000 foot view? That's great to take that every once in a while, but you really need to get down into the weeds and really start to deep dive into your business of what's really going on. As a small business owner, I do a lot of traveling, I do a lot of speaking all across the country, and so when I'm here, I need to be fully present so that I can stay connected to my team, because when I'm on the road, meeting with clients or what have you, I've got to have a really strong team in place that can actually execute and implement on a daily basis, and I believe that it all starts at the top, at the leadership, at the CEO level, and filters down.
How has the Phoenix Group Leaders one-to-one monthly coaching helped you to define better strategies for your business, identify a solution to a business problem, or hold yourself or your team more accountable?
Yeah, in the one-on-one meetings every month, I almost look at it as kind of two different parts. One is the accountability part, and second is the brainstorming part. The accountability part is kind of self-explanatory, that I have goals, just like every small business owner does. I like the fact that we actually have to put them down into writing. So I already know what my goals are for the next month. And the leader of the Phoenix Group is really good at sending those out, those reminders out, like, hey, here are your goals. In fact, I just got one just the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to talk about that in my one-on-one with my sales director to make sure that we get those goals going for the next month. The other part of that is really brainstorming. As a small business owner, there are challenges that come up in our business on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. Sometimes they come up out of the blue. Sometimes it's kind of, it builds a critical mass, and then you kind of hit a wall or something, it implodes or explodes, and you're not really sure how to do it. I like the fact that the leader of the Phoenix Group has years and years of experience working with companies much bigger than mine, and specifically in the professional services field, where I can really brainstorm and come up with some really good ideas and pick and choose several of them to be able to start implementing on a regular, consistent basis. Nobody becomes an overnight success. It's that taking those steps, step after step after step, to be able to reach that next level. That I really enjoy that one-on-one time, and I enjoy the relationship that I have. I feel like there's a real atmosphere of trust that has developed over time, where I feel like he's got the best. He's got a good heart, and he's got the best intentions for my business. There's no ulterior motive other than to help me grow and to help me thrive and flourish as a small business owner.
How have you found the quality and content of the speakers that Catapult brings to the Phoenix Group?
Yeah, as part of the monthly meetings, we have speakers come in from all across the country, and I have found nuggets that I've been able to take away from each and every speaker. There are things, for example, like we had one speaker that talked about how to use your expenses as a real competitive advantage, in talking about how you can look at each expense category and drive down your overall expenses in some of the categories. And so I've been meeting a big expense for us is credit card processing fees, and we pay tens of thousands of dollars every quarter in credit card processing fees. And so one of the things that we've been working on as a team with our accountant and with our office manager is how can we drive that credit card processing down further, because we could potentially save enough money to be able to hire another person or put that extra profit in our pockets, right? Another speaker talked about how to, the importance of our memory, and actually taught us some techniques to help improve our memory. I can't remember his name, though, for whatever reason that is. But just a number of the speakers have been really, really good. He brought in a banker that from a local, community bank here, and it was very, very very good presentation. And I've actually gone on to meet with that banker several times and to develop a relationship with that banker. And now it looks like, even though we don't work with banks, bankers tend to know a lot of lawyers. And so he actually introduced me to 3 or 4 lawyers just within the last week of, who are potential referrals for us. And so there's a lot of great camaraderie here, a lot of great speakers, that I really look forward to that. I think there's a lot of diversity. It's not just the typical same old speaker every single time. They're bringing a wide diversity of speakers, and I learn a lot from that.
Stephen, unlike the other members of the group, you've had the opportunity to experience one of the major players in the peer advisory group market as a member of that group for a number of years. How would you differentiate the Phoenix Catapult Group that you're a member of now from that to be unnamed other peer group experience?
I've been a member of another peer advisory group that's very well known nationally. I learned a lot from that membership group, but I think one of the main differentiators, a couple main differentiators between the Phoenix Catapult Group and the other peer advisory group that I was a member of, one is that I feel like I'm much more attended to as an individual. The other group was much, much bigger, and really only one person per meeting could really deep dive into their issues and their challenges. And so in the course of a given year, you might be able to only have one, possibly two times where you could actually deep dive into some business challenges, which is great, but I have more challenges that require more time than just once or twice a year. So I really like the Phoenix Catapult Group because every single month I'm able to deep dive into a specific challenge. I may not be able to talk about every single challenge out there, but I'm not necessarily needing to. But there's usually 2 or 3 very specific challenges that I'm able to deep dive on and really get some feedback, get some brainstorming, kind of think things out, talk things out, and be able to walk away with a couple action steps that I can implement to help move the ball down the road. So I really like that individual personalized attention that I didn't get with the other peer advisory group, that I feel much more in tune with this kind of a group.